Hey there, me and my little cup of happy on this awesome Monday morning. I freaking love Mondays. Monday is my favorite day of the week. Actually, every day above ground is my favorite day of the week, but I especially love Mondays. I think they're awesome. I used to do a little thing a couple of years ago now, I guess, where every Monday morning I would go outside, and I lived out in the country so I could get away with it. Not so much now because I'm in town. But I would go outside and I would spin around no matter what the weather. Sometimes it was a little sketchy on ice, and I would yell, "I feel awesome!" Because it was a time when I was trying to get other people, especially my family, to realize that they get to decide how they're going to feel. They get to feel awesome if they want to feel awesome. So today I'm calling this one Sacrifice. No, not going to happen. I think that it's really interesting that when we're building businesses and when we're going after our dreams and when we're following what we want, following up on and going for what we want in our lives, people will tell us, oh, you have to sacrifice, you have to struggle, you have to hustle to have what you want, to be what you want, to create what you want in this world. But the truth is just the opposite. Sacrifice, struggling, hustling is optional. Now, do you have to work and take action toward what you want? Absolutely, positively. But you don't have to hustle to do it. You don't have to run around like a chicken with your head cut off to achieve and create what you want in this world. And actually, been there, done that. The running around with the chicken like a chicken with your head cut off can actually slow your progress and cause problems versus moving toward what is right for you, what feels right for you, what you're supposed to really be doing. So to me, struggling, hustling, sacrifice, the whole I have to suffer for my art. What a crock, right? That is just so ridiculous. It's like thinking that love is pain, or love should feel bad or should break your heart. Absolutely, positively not. If your heart's getting broken, it's because you're with the wrong person. And they're done that too, right? If you're feeling bad or are hurt by the other person, they're not the right person for you, because somebody that truly loves you and cares about you and wants the best for you doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, any other way. They don't do it. They just don't. And people will hurt other people for their own selfish reasons, not because it's anything about you or me. So struggle, sacrifice, not going to happen. Not going to sacrifice. If I am choosing, and maybe it's because of the way I define sacrifice. If I am choosing something for me, then I'm not sacrificing all of the other things that I don't do because I'm choosing what's right for me. That's not a sacrifice. That's honoring our own feelings, beliefs, and everything else, and it's doing what's right for me. It's not sacrificing. Now, does it mean I have to choose among alternatives? Yes. Guess what? We all have to do that all the time. There are way too many opportunities and options and choices, and that's what makes life amazing, right? We all get to choose what works for us, what feels good for us, what is good for us. It doesn't matter about what's good for everybody else. It matters what is right for us, and that always feels good. It doesn't feel like a struggle. It doesn't feel like a hustle. When we're doing and choosing and moving toward what is right for us, it doesn't even really feel like work. It definitely doesn't feel painful, right? The whole no pain, no gain thing from the physical improvement industry, I don't know if I buy into that. I mean, do you have to do repetitions? But is it really painful? It's not like chronic pain. Trust me, that's totally different than if I'm in the gym working out and I pull my muscles and I'm strengthening. That's totally different than chronic pain. So is it really no pain, no gain? I don't know. We could probably talk about that for a whole hour. I could probably interview a couple of people and we could go both sides of that, and we could make that a totally outrageous political issue. We could get all kinds of people fired up and mad about that particular topic or issue. You know what? We could do that about any topic or issue, right? I'm sure there are people that will want to argue with me about how I see sacrifice. Like I said, if I'm choosing it, I'm not sacrificing all the things I don't do. If I'm choosing to not go out to dinner with my friends on a Friday night because I'm doing something for my business, maybe I'm doing a webinar or something for my business, or maybe I'm doing a coaching call, or maybe I'm doing a conference or an event, whatever it is, I'm not sacrificing anything. I'm creating what I want. And to me, that's never a sacrifice. So, talked about that today, struggling and all the things that are optional. And actually, everything is optional, right? Everything we feel, everything we think, everything we do, judge, experience, it's all optional because we get to choose it. We get to choose where we are, when we are, in everything. We might not always feel like it because of all the circumstances and all of our experiences and all the things around us. I know there were a lot of years when I didn't feel like I could do whatever I wanted, right? I had kids, I had a family, I had responsibility, I had businesses I was running, I had jobs that I was working for, and I felt and believed from my own core values and honor code that it was my responsibility to take care of all those things, to juggle all those balls, to do what I said I was going to do. And that was a lot of expectations placed on me from outside of me that I was owning and choosing to participate in. Were they all good for me? No. Did they all feel good? Absolutely not. Was I burning the candle at three ends, if there was such a thing? Two ends? Absolutely, positively. Was it good for me? No. Actually almost killed me. So, no. But it was all my choice. I chose to do all those things. I chose the relationships I was in. I chose the jobs I had. I chose the businesses I was in. I chose the industries I was in. And did I choose them by trial and error and find out that some of them weren't right for me and some of them were a mistake? Absolutely. But that seems to be the way I have to learn just some lessons, some things. I just need to bang my head against the wall enough until it's like, oh, wake up, smell the coffee. That's maybe not the best thing for you. So, interesting. So that was our topic for the setup for success in September while we get ready for the October 30 plus day Get Up and Go challenge. We're going to do another free Get Up and Go challenge. You know, as long as COVID's going on, as long as there's all this craziness and chaos in the world, I'm going to do Get Up and Go challenges for other people, but as much for me to keep me moving forward, to keep me moving, working toward what I want, to keep reminding myself on a conscious level that everything is optional. I get to choose how I'm going to respond and react to everything that happens outside of me, because it's inside of me that matters. It's what's in me and how I choose to respond and react and grow through the experiences that I have or not. Sometimes we just decide, yeah, I'm just going to let this unfold and see what happens because I'm tired. I'm going to take a break. I don't want to participate in it, so let's just see what happens. I've been there. We've all been there where there's something that's going on outside of us. Maybe it doesn't really have to do with us. I think of things that other people I love and care about are experiencing, like things my kids are going through, and you want to jump in, you want to help, you want to get involved, and you know that that's not in their best interest, and it's probably not in your best interest, so you hold back and you just watch the series of events and you watch the things unfold. And you don't do it because you don't want to jump in and get involved, but you do it because you know it's right for them and their personal growth and their personal development, and it's their lesson that they need to learn. Now, you don't let them fall off a cliff or something or anything, but you do let them grow and let them become the human beings that they're here to become. As painful and as hard as that is to watch sometimes, especially with people we love and care about. It's one of the most interesting things about coaching other people is watching them evolve and have those light bulb moments that you probably had yourself, and watching them get it. And that's the fun, because you know, you can tell people things. I mean, there's lessons and there's things and there's wisdom that people have shared with me literally for 55 years, maybe more, you know, as long as I can remember back, and I didn't get it. I didn't listen. I didn't understand or internalize that lesson until it was my time to understand it, my time to figure it out, you know. And it's different for each and every one of us, but when you get that light bulb moment, that aha, you're like, okay, what took me so long? Why did it take me 55 years to know that? I can't even think of an example, but you know, why did it take me over a decade to realize that I was thinking through other people's eyes and filters, not through my own? I wasn't necessarily living my own life, and so I was, of course, living my own life, but I was choosing to be very influenced by other people. And we all do that. I noticed that when I got online from offline, for some reason I thought everything was going to be so different in the online world as the offline world. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of things that are different. There's a lot of things that people do in the online world that I just shake my head at, and I'm like, yeah, that would never fly in a real brick and mortar local business. It just wouldn't fly. It's iffy, it's manipulative, it's kind of unethical. I'm not going to do it. But it flies all the time on the internet, and there's people making millions and millions and millions of dollars behaving that way and doing that way, and you know, shortcutting different business practices. But it would never fly like in the real world. I still have this division in my brain of the real brick and mortar world of business, corporate American things, and then the online world of business. To me, it's still kind of separated, and there's two little places in my brain for each, and I'm trying to bring them together and marry the two. And I'll get it figured out, but that's another one of those lessons I haven't learned all of the connections. I haven't put all of the pieces together yet. That's why I'm still showing up and talking about what I'm doing 960 days plus into my journey. Plus, I can't see well enough to take notes and write it down, so this is my way of documenting and journaling my journey. So that was our struggling is optional, was our setup for success for the Get Up and Go Challenge. And again, Get Up and Go Challenge, as much to keep me moving forward, especially now that I'm not hanging out with my granddaughter. I noticed yesterday, my daughter pointed out to me, she's like, geez, you're just a little off. You're kind of seeming like you're not your usual self today. And she was absolutely right. And I realized as I was sitting there thinking, and I wasn't even talking, I was just thinking, I was thinking about stuff from the past that I don't even know why it popped in my head, but I was thinking about stuff from the past. I was thinking about how some of my routines have changed since I'm not hanging out with my little amazing granddaughter, and that I miss her, and I miss her energy, and I miss her light, because she's just such a little magical being. And as she started school, I know she's loving school, and I'm so delighted about that for her, but I totally miss her. So I was thinking about that, and so I was thinking about things that aren't, or things from the past that just don't even matter anymore. It never probably mattered, but I made them a big deal. And so I needed to pull myself into the present moment. I needed to think about things that I can do, not things that I can't do. I needed to think about the future. I needed to, again, filter out other people's way of looking at the world and looking at me, and focus on what is right for me, what feels right for me. So that's a good lesson. And it's one that, like so many lessons in life, I, like everybody else, need reminders of it, because stuff comes up in the world and in our lives that knocks us off our usual path, our usual way of thinking, our usual way of being, our routines. And it's part of why I have routines and rituals and habits and things that I do, because they keep me focusing on what I want to focus on, which is what I want, not on what I don't. Fun challenge today was about what's around the corner, different roads. Our Supersize Your Business idiom today was about getting the sack, getting canned, getting fired, getting let go from jobs. Been there, done that too. You know, some people, I mean, wouldn't it be nice if I could say, oh, I've always been this awesome employee, I've never gotten fired, I've never rubbed anybody the wrong way. Ha! I wouldn't even want to be that way. It's so boring. And one of my biggest fears and my biggest desires is to not be like everybody else. I've kind of failed the boring thing, but I'm working on that, but not to be average and normal and like everybody else. We all, I think, underneath want to be ourselves. We want to be accepted for who we are, and even not even accepted. We want to love and accept ourselves for who we are, and know that it's absolutely positively okay to be different, because we're all different, and we all want to be seen for who we really are, not for who the world thinks that we should be or judges us to be. That's it. That's all I've got today. Working on my book. I actually did work for an hour on my book yesterday. I said that I would, and I was a couple days behind because I'm supposed to be doing 20 minutes a day for it. I can't remember who challenged me to do 20 minutes a day on it, but it's really good. But just like I'm starting a challenge, a reading challenge. Okay, blind woman doing a reading challenge. Very funny. But I'm actually doing audiobooks this time. I told myself, yeah, not even going to try to read and do anything with the blowing them up on my computer. I'm just going to listen and try to figure out some other ways, because it's also, not only is it a challenge to get certain information, but it's a challenge for me to move forward in certain areas and aspects of my life that I've been putting off and actually doing. I need to do some things with my vision that I've been blindly ignoring. I need to start putting systems and things in place that will help me to move forward, and I want to stay ahead of them, not get to the point where I can't function in the way I've been functioning because I haven't put anything in place to move me ahead, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So that's it. That is what I'm working on today. If I can help you in any way, ask in the comments below. Again, I might not know the answer, but I do know how to find the answer to just about anything you can possibly imagine. Have a great day and an awesome Monday, and I will of course be with you tomorrow just to let you know what I'm doing as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world. Take care. Bye. Catch you tomorrow.